Welcome. As part of our series of financial aid topics, today we're going to talk about the post 9/11 GI Bill. So what is the post 9/11 GI Bill? What it does is the post 9/11 GI Bill provides financial support for students who served on active duty after September 10th, 2001. Both veterans and active military personnel may qualify, and typically students have up to a maximum of a total of 36 months of total eligibility. So who is eligible? The amount of benefits depends upon what your length of service is. If you have at least 36 months of active duty service, then you're going to be eligible for 100%. Now, this is 36 months of service which is not otherwise obligated, meaning if you had service that you had to do in return for attending a service academy or ROTC, that's not going to count towards this. So it's 36 months over and above other obligated service. If you have less than 36 months of service, then you're eligible for a lesser percentage. So 100% for 36 months. And then as you see, if you have less service down to at least 90 days, then your percentage of eligibility may be less than 100%. So the GI Bill covers a couple of different components. There's a tuition and fees component, and then there is a living expense component. When it comes to the tuition and fees, the first basic part is what's called Chapter 33. And this covers, this amount is up to $26,381. This is the amount that's currently true from August 1st, 2022 to July 31st, 2023. So up to $26,381 is how much you could receive towards tuition and fees if you are eligible for 100% benefits. In addition to the base Chapter 33 benefits, there's what's called Yellow Ribbon. Yellow Ribbon is a matching program which schools can voluntarily participate in, and the Harvard School of Public Health does participate in Yellow Ribbon. Under this program, we will provide up to an additional $10,000 towards tuition and fees, which we match for the VA. So in combination, that could be up to an additional total of $20,000 in addition to the $26,381. So for example, that would add up to $46,381. Again, however, in order to qualify for Yellow Ribbon, you have to be 100% eligible for the post 9/11 GI Bill to qualify. But if you do qualify, you could receive up to $46,381 towards tuition. It is important to realize, however, that this is only the net tuition that you have. So if you have other scholarship assistance that we're providing that goes towards your tuition, then that will be subtracted from the amount that you can receive. In addition to the tuition and fees component, there's a living expense component as well. So for housing, if you're in an on-campus residential program, then you can receive a monthly housing allowance at the rate that is received by those who are in the E5 with dependents category. Now, unlike the tuition and fees component, active duty personnel do not qualify for housing benefits. So under that category, the amount is going to vary each year, but the current rate for those who are attending programs in the current zip code here at the Harvard School of Public Health is $3,081 per month. If you're in an online program rather than physically here, there's a smaller housing allowance. There's also a books component. Students are eligible to receive up to $1,000 for books and supplies. And again, both the housing and the books are prorated. So if you're eligible for less than 100% coverage, you would get whatever percentage for both housing and books that you qualify based on your percentage of overall eligibility. So how do you end up applying? Well, the first thing you need to do, obviously, is you need to be admitted. If you're admitted, you need to submit the following. You need to submit either a copy of your certificate of eligibility that you would request from the VA, or going to the VA website and providing a copy of your GI Bill statement of benefits. In addition, there's going to be a form that you would complete for Harvard called a Notice of Enrollment form. You would get access to that once you've accepted the offer of admission. If you're looking for additional information upon veterans benefits in the post 9/11 GI Bill, the best website to go to is the one through the VA. That's where you're going to find all of the official documentation about who qualifies, how to get your information, what the rates are, the current rates are. So I highly encourage you to visit that website. Also, you are certainly welcome to contact our office, and we're happy to make an appointment or answer any questions you have. And there is a section about veterans benefits on our financial aid website. So thank you very much for listening to this topic, and we encourage you to view any other topics in our series that are relevant to you. Thank you.